All right, I haven't done a video in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks now. It's been a very long time I made a video. All right, so now let's get straight into it. Basically, it's night here. I just wanted to drop this one, okay, because this is something that a lot of traders are really relating to. I mean, they might not know, okay, but just give me a few minutes of your time. All right, if you skip this video and you are a beginner trader, all right, or intermediate, whatever you want to call it, if you skip this video just a few minutes, you might miss out on a very important information that could save you years of unprofitability. Just hear me out. All right, no wasting of your time, let's get straight into it. Now, when you come into trading, you don't know what you're doing, okay? You're basically gambling. You're in the gambler stage. You're gambling your way to make money, and then eventually you start to see some profits, probably beginner's luck, and then after that it stops working. Now you understand that you need to learn how to trade. You go online or meet anyone, you learn a strategy, and then you start to see consistent gain from that strategy. All of a sudden you start making some money from the strategy. You are still fresh, you are still new, your mind is not corrupted by the social media influence. I mean, you are seeing the flexing of the Lambos, the watches and all, but your mind is not corrupted in terms of strategy. I mean, strategy wise, you are still fresh. Probably you are just trading trend lines, probably you are just trading support and resistance, probably you are just trading something very simple, and it is giving you money. Okay, now let's use me for example, because this is something that happened to me. Okay, I'm still going to drop a video regarding the challenge I'm taking. I haven't dropped anyone for now, but a video is coming soon. But now let's use me as an example. All right, I trade supply and demand, so that when it's relatable to me, you can relate it to yourself. When I started trading supply and demand, I started trading with a 1:2, 1:3 risk to reward ratio, right? Very simple, very plain. And I was getting consistent profits. I mean, after it took me a while to master myself, of which I still have psychology issues, which I battle with, all traders do. We still face FOMO, we still face fear, we still face greed, but as time goes on, you will learn to subdue those things. That's not what we're going into in this video, right? So now, I was trading at 1:2, 1:3, 1:2, 1:3, and I was making consistent profits. Very simple. My strategy was very simple. If you go back into my YouTube channel, back into the times where I was dropping supply and demand strategies, very simple. Then all of a sudden, I started seeing some guys trading the same supply and demand, the same smart money concept, right? And they are catching 1:6, 1:7, 1:8, 1:10, 1:12, and I'm like, this same strategy I'm trading that is giving me a 1:2. I mean, if I can get better at it, probably better at my entries, better at my whatever, I can catch bigger moves. Now this is the stage in which, if you are not careful, you will pivot from profitability. Hear me out, you will pivot from profitability to unprofitability, because you are leaving what works for you in search for something that you saw online that looks better. All right, so now I was like, okay, let me learn better. I started understanding, oh, do this, do that, do this. You can refine your entries this way, go to the 1 minute time frame. I'm not saying those things are bad, all right, but now hear me out. Little did I know that for every refinement I do into my strategy, for every refinement I add or subtract from my strategy, it has a consequence. As much as it has the positive consequence, it has the negative consequence. Let me give you an example. Now, let's say you don't use conservative entries. You just trade normally. Your normal, you mark your normal. Let's say you're trading supply and demand. You mark your last sell candle before the aggressive buy. That is your entry, okay? And you trade like that simply. Now you start to use conservative entries so that you can have a bigger risk to reward ratio. What you don't understand is your strike rate will drop. Simply because you've increased your risk to reward ratio, your strike rate will drop. These are things you will know. All of a sudden, You who normally have, multiple trades smashing your entry, you start missing trades. You're asking, oh, this thing came close to my entry but it didn't tap me, and then it went. Simply because you just refined one thing out of your strategy. Now another thing is, your risk to reward ratio becomes higher. All of a sudden your win rate drops. Let's say out of 10 trades you normally win 5 and you lose 5. All of a sudden now you are winning 3 and you are losing 7. Yes, you have a higher risk to reward ratio now, but things are changing. And then you want to go back to the way of having that probably a 50% win rate like you normally had when you newly started trading, only for you to find out that it is not possible with the adjustments that you've done to your strategy. Okay, so what am I trying to bring out here? If you're not careful, okay, if you cannot filter out the noise of social media, you go on X, you see this person catching 1:1 ratio 1 million, okay, 1:60, 1 whatever. Their stop loss is like this, very tiny, very tiny stop, 2 pips, 3 pips stop loss, 5 pips stop loss, and their risk to reward ratio is to the moon. I'm not saying those things are bad, all right, don't get me wrong. And now you start to tweak, you start to adjust your strategy, so that you think, okay, if I can learn more, the more I know, the better I become. Trust me, less is more. Take it from someone who was profitable and then I became unprofitable, and I had to bring myself back to how I started for me to attain profitability. I was taking in losses, I was bagging in losses I haven't taken like in a long period of time. 6 losses, 7 losses, 8 losses in a row, because I have over refined my strategy. Too much knowledge in trading consumes you, if that's what you don't know. If you trade a simple thing and it's working for you, stick to it. Yes, let them laugh. You trade a 1 to 2, you trade a 1 to 3. As long as it's working for you, you have proven data, you are profitable over a large number of trades, stick to it. Don't be like the person who is going to another country in search of greener pasture, only for him or she to find out that the same shit you are running away from is also there in that country you are going to. So the same strategy that you are trading that you think another person is doing well, trust me, your win rates are not the same, your strike rates are not the same, you people's psychology is not the same. That person you are seeing has built his psychology around his own strategy. He's cool with taking 6-7 losses in a row before catching that 1 to 20 risk to reward ratio. They won't tell you these things, but all they show is just the wins. And then you come and start emulating those things, and then you mess up your whole psychology, and then you start beginning to search. This is not even strategy hopping. This is not strategy hopping at all. This is over refining of a strategy. So if you want to take one key advice from this very video, one key advice, just keep it as simple as possible. You do not need to overcomplicate your strategy to be profitable. You do not need the smallest stop loss and the longest risk to reward ratio to be profitable. Keep it simple. Whatever you trade, I'm not here to tell you how to trade. If you trade a 2-hour, if you trade a 3-hour, whatever you trade, as long as it is simple and it works for you, that is all you need to make money from this financial market. Statistics says 90% of day traders lose money in the market. But if you come online, it's as if everybody makes money from this market. Everybody knows it all. Only for you to now see that it's not like that. If you check those people's broker statements, you start to see how many accounts they are blowing before they actually come with those wins and show to you guys. You'll be shocked. So please, maybe in other things, in other aspects of other careers, the more you know, the better. All right, excuse me, the more you know, the better in other careers perhaps. But in trading, the more you know, the more it consumes you. Take it from someone that it's happened to me. The more there is nothing about smart money concepts you want to tell me that I don't know. What is it? Break of structure, change of characters, fair value gaps. What? Liquidity sweeps, liquidity run. breaker blocks, other blocks. I learned it all, and I was trying to mash up everything into one, you know, almighty strategy that is undefeatable. And I just I ended up messing my whole system. I had to go back to the basics. I had to go back to the simple form for me to attain my profitability back. So if you are in this stage whereby you see people over refining, you see people doing crazy things, and you already have what works, okay, it's a different thing if you don't have what works. If you already have what works, I beg you, stick to it. There is no greener pasture outside. Everybody's strategy, everybody cannot trade the same. Whether you trade 2 hour, whether you trade 3 hour, whether you trade 10 hour, whether you trade 20 hour, are you profitable? Can you make 5% consistently in a month? Can you make 2%? As long as you are making more money than you are losing to the market, it doesn't matter. All right, so just take that as a piece of advice, so you are not stuck in this stage of constantly learning, constantly refining your strategy until you just mess it up. Because most of the time you already had something that was working for you, but because of what you saw, if possible, then unfollow that person. Because of what you saw, you just mess up your whole system, and then it takes you long for you to realize. Before you know it, profitability that you achieved within 1 year, you become unprofitable back, and you start looking for a way to get back to that profitability now 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, which is not meant to be so. All right, if you gained anything from this video, if this video was something you could relate to, if this video is something that resonates with you, do me a favor, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I know it's been a while I dropped a video. I'll try to be more consistent because I've been really busy with other stuff. But that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Stay blessed.